Hi, good evening. Another show, another day. Uh, so, of late, there are many developments in this country in the political space. Yeah, and one of the big subject that is being debated all the time is uh, is about loyalty. And we have the 2024 elections coming up, and you see a lot of shift in power and people and all kinds of things. Uh, and this term loyalty is being used very often, and it is being used across most political spectrums in nearly every conversation. I have a take on the word loyalty, which I'm going to speak about. And it's a term that I have lot of respect for. It's a very a deep meaning word. I'll tell you what my take on loyalty is. Loyalty is basically a commitment between people who have complementary skills. Now, this is very important to understand. Okay, uh, it's very rare that you find loyalty between two people of the same kind. You will always find loyalty between two people with a completely different skill set. Uh, if you look at the Indian freedom movement, there were five or six people who were completely different. There was Mahatma Gandhi, there was Pandit Nehru, there was Vallabhbhai Patel, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, there was Maulana Azad, uh, so many of them. Uh, but they were like five fingers of your palm. They were all different. All had their strengths, but they were all different. So they complemented each other. That is why they made a great team. Uh, if you look at the Indian team under Saurav Ganguly, possibly one of India's best cricketing team for a long time. Look at those five guys at the top. There was Sehwag, Dravid, Lakshman, Tendulkar, and Ganguly. All the five were different. All the five complemented each other, and all the five have different roles to play. Uh, in fact, Sachin and Lakshman on many public platforms spoke about how they complemented each other. If one guy couldn't play a bowler, the other guy took over. Uh, so all these uh, relationships that are based on complementary skills have a huge amount of loyalty, because that loyalty stems from a very basic fact that a guy in the front has got a skill which I don't have. That is why those relationships last a lifelong. When we were growing up, most political leaders were aligned to a philosophy and a thought, and their loyalty was to a certain kind of movement or whatever you call it. Now it's not like that. Now the guy gets up in the morning, he decides that he doesn't have a bungalow in Delhi Lutons. He'll shift a party to be in power so he can retain the bungalow. There's a guy who had a problem with the government because he's got scams in his wallet. He needs to stay out of jail, so he will join the system. There is somebody who needs some other help, so he'll join the establishment. These are On these people you cannot question loyalty, because loyalty has nothing to do with them. Their relationship with the establishment or the anti-establishment is extremely commercial led. As long as their commercial needs are met, as long as their personal agendas are fulfilled, they don't care where they sit. They don't care what they stand for. And that is the reason why the Indian democracy is such a mess. Because historically, in any democratic system, whether it's the US or UK, there are the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans are Republicans for life, Democrats are Democrats for life. Uh, Whereas in India, every election, the bird changes its colors. How do you, except for a core few, the rest are all floating population. They'll come, they'll go. When there is election, they are part of the winning side, and when there are no elections, because to run your life in a non-powerful job, or rather a non-elected job, is very difficult. To be in the opposition is very, very difficult. You have to work very hard. It's a 24/7 job. You have to keep your people who are going to vote for you next time around motivated. They have to believe in you. They have to respect you. And that is why some leaders are called great and some leaders are not called great. In my view, the definition of a great leader is a person who commands respect when he's not in power. And those are the people who are surrounded by their well-wishers who are very loyal to them. And we have enough leaders like that in this country. Unfortunately, not many of them, very few of them. But that's the kind of loyalty that lacks in the Indian political system. It is to some extent missing in the Indian corporate system also, but it's not so bad. It's still manageable. But in the political system, it has gone down the drain so badly that I think you should stop using the word loyalty. Either you're aligned or you're not aligned. There's nothing called loyalty. I mean, look at what is happening in Maharashtra. Look at what is happening in. I mean, it is terrible, really bad. What are the kind of references you're giving to your cadre? What are you teaching the people who want to be in politics? You just don't want to be associated with it anymore. It is so wrong. There are no value systems. There's no reason why you need to be aligned to someone. So it's very, very difficult. And in an ecosystem like that, to use the word like loyalty is a very long term, good day, bad day commitment you make to your partner. And that commitment is made based on what you bring to the relationship and what your partner brings to the relationship. It is not a one-way journey. I can be loyal to you as long as you're loyal to me. Loyalty is not a one-way process. Loyalty is a two-way process. Most big leaders, most big brands understand this. People are obsessed with Apple. People are obsessed with Harley Davidson. People are obsessed with a Nike. Why are they obsessed? They will travel miles to buy them. They are obsessed because the brands take care of them. They provide them with stuff that nobody else can do. They maintain a relationship with that consumer. That's how you build loyalties. Loyalties is not a one-way process. So till the time India settles to a proper, or rather resettles, because we used to be like that, to a proper political establishment where there is a government, where there is an opposition, where there is an opposition that is fighting to be in the government based on certain values, certain principles, certain do's and don'ts. Our democracy is going to go through these ups and downs. And to start and keep using this word loyalty so loosely is incorrect for people who believe in loyalty. So, yeah, this is my bit for the day. I think loyalty as a term needs to be recalibrated for Indian politicians till they start behaving themselves. When they behave themselves, they must start using that term. And yeah, that's the way it is. Because every time I get up in the morning and I read the newspapers, I keep reading about loyalty. I don't think so that word should be used so easily. I think for some time, for the politicians, we should give it a rest, bring it back when things get normal. And yeah, my two bit on loyalty. I hope you agree with me. Thank you very much. God bless you.